Hello, welcome back to the bottom. My name is Beast, and today we're back with Ninki Seiyuu. Today we'll find out if my general lack of enthusiasm is Konatsu's fault, or if that really was just still from Ikikoi. Let's just go ahead and get into this. If it turns out that the lack of enthusiasm is from Konatsu, maybe I'll just move on to Itsumi's route instead. How's work today, Kurusu? Finish up my chores for the day at the dorm and head to the studio to pick up Konatsu. That's when I run into Kurusu and her manager.
Konatsu-san を迎えに来たんですか? 本当に仲良しなんですね。羨ましい。
No, I'm just obsessed with my sister is all. You're heading back to the dorm too, right?
クルス、タクシー捕まえたら行くぞ。詰まってんだから急いで。
Oh, she still has to deal with the dickhead in this route.
はい、すみません。ごめんなさい、ケイトさん。実はこの後、まだ一件あって。
So her throat only ever develops the problems in her route, and she still has to deal with the dickhead in every other route.
小夏さんもすぐに出てくると思いますよ。じゃあ私、行ってきますね。
Thanks. Good luck for your other job. Kurushi drifts off like a gentle summer breeze, her smile a ray of sunshine. That's right, just like an angel. How poetic of me. Kurushi's a literal angel. Case closed. As I enjoy her lingering fragrance, a new scent reaches my nostrils coming from the studio. What is this? Despair? There stands my dear sister with the dark and gloomy aura hanging over her. She's like last time, all over again. Glad I came to get her. She runs over to me as soon as she sees me.
私は本当にどうしようもないだけなの。私のこと口汚く罵って。
She sobs loudly, leaping into my chest. Konatsu, I told you to stop saying those kinds of things.
いいんだもん。それよりも私には今、緊急で癒しが必要なの。
She buries her face deeper in my chest after making her proclamation.
お兄ちゃんの匂い、安心する。
Oh yeah, by the way, y'all's ever like seen the official Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter account? And it's fucking hella weird sometimes. Like some of the things they post can be very cursed. I don't know why I just suddenly started with that. Don't fucking at me.
よし、充電完了。ごちそうさまでした。
No problem. I do my best to ignore the stares of people around us.
お兄ちゃん、お願いがあるんだけど。
What is it?
手、繋いでもいい？
It's cutting into you so suddenly.
ダメ？
Of course we can, here. Hold out my hand to her, and she immediately wraps her arm around mine. That's a bit more than holding hands. Hey, I thought you asked to hold hands.
いいでしょ、ちょっとくらい。兄弟のスキンシップだよ。
Is that what you call it? Don't suit yourself. So, how was your first dubbing session?
たくさん失敗しちゃったよ。いろいろ特訓してくれたのにごめんなさい。私、全然成長できてないね。
You don't need to apologize to me about that. It's fine. I'm sure you'll get better with more experience from here on.
でも、別撮りですって言われてたのに、本線で入っちゃったり。
It all comes down to experience.
テストと違うマイクに入っちゃったり。
It all comes down to experience.
ボールペン転がしちゃったり。
Oh, that's about one.
やらかしました。 また一人でたくさんリテイクも出しちゃったし。
But at least you recognize your mistakes and know better for next time, right? You did your best with the retakes, right?
うん。OK が出るまですごく時間がかかっちゃったけどね。
Needing to do retakes isn't a bad thing. It's how you handle those retakes that matters. And if they didn't see the potential in you, they wouldn't even bother asking you for retakes, right?
そうなのかな。
They reject your first take because they want more of you. It's because they care.
そっか。そうだったら嬉しいな。
I mean, it could also be that they just felt like turning your lines down for fun, though.
もう、せっかく前向きになってたのに落とさないでよ。
Sorry. But anyway, good work today.
ありがとう、お兄ちゃん。
I have so much more talent than I did as an actor. Sorry to start on myself.
ないでしょ、才能。あんなに練習していったのに失敗ばかりだったんだよ。たくさん叱られちゃったし。
Tried to play it off like I was thinking aloud, but Konatsu didn't let it go. Now that takes talent.
叱られる才能はいらないよ。
Wanna eat somewhere on our way back? I've already told everyone at the dorm we won't.
早く帰ってみんなにお礼が言いたいな。だからほら、行こう行こ
う。Squeeze my arm tight. Konatsu, I can feel him.
あ、お兄ちゃん、照れてるの？
I thought she'd lean back in embarrassment, but she just grins. I was so shocked. She was so shocked by it in a haunted house, but this time, absolutely not.
そうなんだ。じゃあ、寮までこんな感じで、ね？
You little...
ああ、お腹空いちゃった。帰ったらお兄ちゃんの手料理が食べたいな。
Even though it's already summer, the evenings are slightly chilly. Walking with Konatsu's arms around me keeps me warm. Konatsu will likely face hardships like this again in the future. I'm sure she'll do just fine. She'll face them head on. That's her strength. And the most important skill to have as an actor. Something I lacked. For lunch break, I take my lunch into the broadcasting room. Today, Teshin has a rare job, so it's just me, Seno, and Konatsu. How long did it take before you felt like you were used to dubbing, Seno?
そうね。ユーナギクリムゾンでレギュラーに入れてもらって、4話目くらいからかしら。台本を読んで、どんなマイクワークになりそうか予想しながら動けるようになってきたあたりかな。
マイクワーク！
びっくりした。小夏ちゃん、どうしたの？
もしかしてマイクワークというのは、テストで入ったマイクに本番も入らなきゃいけないとか、そういうやつのことですか？
うん、そうね。たくさんセリフのある人をできるだけ同じマイクに入れてあげるっていうのもマイクワークよ。みんながスムーズにマイクに入れるように、入る場所を考えながら動くことね。
So they're constantly aware of what's going on around them, all while still concentrating on their acting. Voice actors are incredible.
そういうことだったのか。
Don't really practice choosing your mic in our sessions either.
そっか、ごめんね。やっておけばよかったわね。
ああ、いえいえ、大丈夫です。
Is there any good way of improving your mic work? I don't know if that's even the right way to phrase
う
that.
まいやり方か。こればっかりは慣れとしか。
Right.
小夏ちゃん、テストの時どのマイクに入ったか台本にチェック入れてる？
はい、一応ですけど。
私はね、自分の中にルールを作ってるよ。
ルール？
どのスタジオに行っても自分に向かって左側にあるマイクを1番とする。
ふむふむ。
マイクが3本立ってるスタジオで収録するとして、台本には左に入ったら1、 真ん中。
一番右は3。なるほど。そうすればさっとメモできるんですね。
うん、そういうことね。
How very logical. How very Seno, it's so logical.
似たような感じで LCR って書く人もいるって聞いたことがあるわね。
LCR being left, center, and right.
真ん中がセンターでしょ。左がレフトで、右がライトで。
I think you'd best just stick to numbers, Konatsu.
うん。
Mic work means you really need to be able to read the room, huh?
1ヶ月後の私は空気が読めるようになっているのでしょうか。遠い目になっちゃうよ。
大丈夫。小夏ちゃんはいつも寮のみんなのことを気遣ってくれてるじゃない。それと同じようなものだから。
See, so I really need to think about others when dubbing.
ありがとうございます、いつみさ
ん。じゃあこの台本を使ってちょっと練習してみようか。
I set up a few microphones on the desk, creating a makeshift studio. The three of us, including me, take turns at the mics. Senna pulls us around as the practice goes on. We're just so absorbed in it, the time just flies by. That's over at the clock, and lunch break is mere minutes away from being over. We should wrap things up here.
もうこんな時間？もうちょっとやりたかったのに。
続きは放課後にすればいいわ。
ぜひお願いします。あ、ごめんなさい。今日は事務所に行かないといけなかったんだ。
You do? I guess that means I'll need to be in charge of dinner.
ごめんね、お兄ちゃん。よろしくお願いします。いつみさん、寮に帰ったら今の続きをお願いしてもいいですか？
ええ、もちろん。
And as we leave the broadcasting room, I can't help but admire Konatsu's determination.
ただいま戻りました。お兄ちゃん、お手伝いするね。
Also something someone pointed out about the whole Ikikoi situation. Hold on. That's not the one. Here, Yoakemai Yori Ruri Irona is another game by the same people who made Daito Shokan no Tsujikai, and it seems to have a fan translation. So after 2 Heart 2, I could probably do that one, or before 2 Heart 2, if that is actually both of them are marked as long, I think. Let me just check which one is marked as longer. Look at that. There we go. That's very long, apparently. Like 50 hours. Like, how many routes does it have again? It has, like, more than 7 heroines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Does this game have 11 routes? Also, for those who were watching my Tarvarerumo no videos, you'll finally get to see who Sasra and Tamaki are, both of which are DLC characters in all the Tarvarerumo no games. It's like one chick with like a katana and another with a naginata. And they're actually from 2 Heart 2. So, yeah. Anyways. Well, get back, Konatsu. I'm doing a cameo on here, so you can get changed first.
Hi! いい匂いがしてきた。今日はハンバーグか。じゃあ、ちょっと着替えてきます。
I can hear Konatsu run down the hall.
ただいま。早速手伝うよ。準備何が残ってる？
Could you prep the veggies for the salad?
オッケー。小夏にお任せください。
Glance over at her, hearing her quiet little hum. Seem to be in high spirits. Some good happened at your lessons?
そう？わかっちゃう？
She does a little dance.
やっぱりお兄ちゃんに隠し事はできないか。お兄ちゃんは妹のことなら何でもお見通しなんだね。
Looks like this will be a little obnoxious.
実はね、先生に褒められちゃったの。若々しい演技がいいねって。
Ah, that's amazing.
滑舌が甘いのは反省点だけど、演技にはらしさが出てるって。
So energetic. Seems like she could take leaps around the laps. She could take laps around the dorm. It's been a lot. It's been a lot that's dragged her down at work lately. So she must be really happy right now. And to celebrate you getting praised, open the freezer.
何？
She opens the freezer with a bright smile.
ハーゲンダッツだ。
I asked because Haagen-Dazs would be a bit bad to
あれ？
use.
小夏って書いてあるけど、私買ったっけ？
I got it when buying stuff for dinner. I thought you might like it.
いいの？本当にいいの？
Yeah, you worked hard today.
ありがとう。お兄ちゃん優しい。じゃあ、半
Yawning all
分
day.
こして
Jesus
食べようよ。
Christ. I bought it for you. It's all yours.
たくさん食べられるのも嬉しいけど、お兄ちゃんと半分こできるのも嬉しいんだよ。だから、半分こ。ね。
She looks up at me through her lashes. She might be my sister, but it's still precious. There's no man who couldn't react to that. Okay, let's have it together then.
じゃあ食べたら今日のレッスンお願いします。いつみさんにも声かけなきゃ。
After practicing during lunch break and her evening lesson, I think she deserves to rest, but she doesn't let up in the slightest. It's hard to call this something as simple as effort. Konatsu is great at this kind of tenacity. This is that talent I was talking about. I whispered this to myself so Konatsu can't hear. However, the next day...
コナツ、ご飯のおかわりもらっていい？
My sister staring down at the small rice grains left in her bowl.
ちょっと、どうしたの？なんかぼーっとしてない？ご飯は、どんな気持ちで食べられてると思う？ご飯の気持ち？ちょっと何言ってんの？大丈夫？Konatsu? ご飯の気持ちが全然わからないんです。私にはあんたが何言ってるのか全然わかんないわ。すみません。ぼーっとして。ご飯ですよね。ねえ、なんかあったの？シスコンじゃなくてもなんかあったんだろうなってわかるレベルだよ。
That's right, even someone who isn't obsessed with you can tell. Hey! 実
は、今日集中的にダメ出しされちゃって。一つ一つのセリフの捉え方が曖昧だって。もっと読み込んでこいって言われて。
Hadn't you read them that deeply?
ちゃんと読んだんだけど、読んだだけじゃダメだって。
I kinda understand that?
この役は今、どんな気持ちでこのセリフを言っているのか、セリフに隠された本当の気持ちはどこにあるのか、それをちゃんと理解してるのかって。
Those are things that you are usually supposed to be told. Like, hey, this character is saying that, but more thinking this and that. So make it that the voice line sounds like that. I feel like they would be told that. It's not ad-libbing.
それとご飯の気持ちにどんな関係があんのさ。それは今日。では、このペットボトルの気持ちになってお芝居してみましょうってレッスンをしたからです。は？何それ？
Understood, but Shinjo seems very confused by the request.
え？擬人化ってやつ？っていうか、ペットボトルの気持ちって何？うわ、怖っ。
Are you doing improv?
インプロ？何それ？
It's short for improvisation. It's a type of unscripted acting.
私
Okay,
に
then
は
I
ペット
understand.
ボトルの気持ちがさっぱりで、一言も出てこなかったよ。よくわかんないけど芝居って難しいんだね。私には絶対無理だわ。
ただいま戻りました。あ、いい匂い。
あ、おかえりなさいゆかこさん。お疲れ様でした。すぐにご飯の準備しますね。
はい、ありがとうございます。
Konatsu disappears into the kitchen to prepare Kurusu a plate. Despite those rejections Konatsu got, she's still skipping around happily. Does that mean she's actually very upset? I find myself worried as her brother. Now then, finish cleaning up my dinner and wait for Konatsu in my room. I called her to my room today instead of the practice room so we could talk more
お
easily.
兄ちゃん、入っていい？
No. Yeah, come on in. It's open.
お邪魔しまーす。遅くなっちゃってごめんね。
Konatsu slowly makes her way into my room and I wave her over to my bed. Brought the ice cream. Let's eat it together.
嬉しいけど、今日は食べる資格がないよ。
They say it's best to eat sweet things when you're tired.
では、お言葉に甘えて。
Pat her on the head lightly, then open the ice cream for her.
半分こしよう、お兄ちゃん。
Okay, we will. So what happened today?
お芝居が単調でつまらないって。昨日と同じ台本を使ってたんだけど、昨日は勢いがあって若々しくていいって褒めてもらったんだけど、今日は勢いだけで芝居するなって言われちゃって。
Does that mean you had the same teacher today?
あ、違う人だったの。で、今日の先生は、ちゃんと体に落とし込んだセリフを言いなさいってアドバイスしてくれて。勢いはあっていいけど、勢いだけじゃダメで。私、どうしたらいいのかわからなくなっちゃって。あまりにもできないから、じゃあやり方を変えようって。それで即興のお芝居の練習になったの。一回迷い出したら自分のペースが戻らなくなっちゃって、ずるずるダメになってっちゃった。
Konatsu slowly grows more and more upset.
結局、私の演技っていいのかな？悪いのかな？どうすればよかったのかな。
She mumbles while shoveling the ice cream into her mouth. There's no one right answer when it comes to acting. For Konatsu, who only started acting a few months ago, her lack of understanding makes sense. She's doing all she can to absorb all the knowledge they're throwing her way. She hasn't learned how to use her voice yet. Even advice that's supposed to help can end up hurting when you don't know how to apply it. They're not saying it maliciously, but they don't keep it in mind that she's just a newbie.
お芝居って難しいね。
Yeah. I don't have pointers to give Konatsu when she's still trying to find herself as a voice actress. Just making a suggestion could really affect her. It could make her life even harder. But how am I supposed to protect her?
お兄ちゃん、携帯鳴ってるよ。
That's not mine, isn't it yours?
私？ああ、要さんから電話だ。ちょっとごめんね。はい、長倉です。おはようございます。
Konatsu answers her phone quietly. Look over the clock. At the clock, it's nearly midnight. I think it must be hard for Kaname as well if she's working this late.
雑誌？それとですか？はい。はい。イベントも？ちょっと待ってくださいね。お兄ちゃん、
out a piece of paper and a pen from my desk and hand it to her.
はい、大丈夫です。お願いします。はい。はい。18時入り。はい。
I glance at Konatsu's notes as she scribbles them out. Work for Tyokoni Online, interview, an event, recording for the anime, recording for an app. Basically, besides specific dates, kind of made days off. She's fully booked. She can't really take time off of work, lessons, or school.
はい。お疲れ様でした。失礼します。
Looks like you're gonna be pretty busy.
お兄ちゃん、どうしよう。こんなにいっぱい。本当に私にやりきれるのかな。
Well, you're fine. You've got work tomorrow too, so you should head to bed.
ダメだよ。まだ今日の分のレッスンしてないんだもん。
You did plenty yesterday. It's okay to take a day off. Rest is just as important.
でも、不安なんだもん。不安を消すには、練習するしかないんじゃないかなって。今の私が練習することを休んじゃったら、人よりも成長が遅いのに、もっともっと遅れちゃうんじゃないかって。不安なの。
Okay, and let's try responding to an actually human being this time. I'll read the lines. Think there was a detective show in one of the scripts we got from Kaname?
ありがとう、お兄ちゃん。
Let's smile softly. We practice well into the morning. Good morning.
あら、おはよう、ケイトくん。小夏ちゃんはレッスンよね。まさか送迎担当？
Guilty as charged. I'm helplessly in love with her after all.
おう、まさかそう返してくるとは思わなかったわ。
I'm joking.
真顔で言われると全然冗談に聞こえないわね。
Can we talk? Somewhere in the back, preferably.
やだ、内緒の話？私はダメよ。
What?
ちょっと、そこは冗談で返してほしかったわ。じゃあ会議室空いてるか見てくるわね。
I wish there was a Koname route.
それで何のお話かしら？小夏ちゃんのこと？
Like instead of fucking my sister, let me fuck the manager. Conference room wasn't open, so he moved to Kaname's desk. Yes, it sounds like Konatsu's schedule is going to be pretty packed from now on.
そうね。小夏ちゃんは今バンバン売り出さないといけない。学園があるうちは夕方からの稼働が中心になるけど、夏休みに入ったら今よりもっと忙しくなるわね。イベントもたくさん入るだろうし、夏は書き入れ時だからね。
Isn't the look of a woman who was joking earlier. She's being honest with me as her manager. It's true that now's the best time to push Konatsu. As her agency, you can't pass up on the sales of a main role. That's why I want to do whatever I can to support her during summer vacation. Could I go with Konatsu to her work?
Eh?
I know there are days when you need to go with her, but I'm sure it'll be hard for her to go to the agency to get her scripts. I want to help her where I can.
ケイト君、それは無理に決まってるでしょうが。
Wait, what?
あれじゃないわよ、まったく。遠足じゃないんだから、引率の先生なんていらないの。
As a gesture is turned down to the cost of travel fees. Well, that does make sense. I wasn't expecting a yes in the first
それに
place.
しても、そっか。
Kind of studied me
知ってた
closely.
けど。
Whoops. What? She gives me a disappointed look.
もうシスコンって言葉じゃ収まらない次元まで来ちゃった感じ？
What are you talking about? I simply love my sister dearly.
そこは認めるのね。
Well, we have known each other for a while. I answer her playfully to lighten the mood.
まあ、あなたが心配するのもわかるけどね。小夏ちゃん、初回のアフレコ散々だったもの。
Yeah, that also seems to be really weighing on her.
それもってことは、レッスンの方で怒られたのも落ち込んでる？
Yes, have you heard anything?
講師の方からね。伸びそうな子がいるんだけどって。
That's so. critics are being hard on her because they expect more. It's just as I thought, but as an outsider I can understand it. But the person themselves is getting depressed because it feels like nothing is going right.
確かにさっきも元気なさそうだったものね。わかったわ。私がレッスンの方へは顔を出してみるから。
Thanks. About my head to Konami. She still hasn't adjusted to how quickly things are changing, so please keep an eye on her.
ええ、わかってるわ。うちの大事な役者だもの。バッチリサポートするから。
Thank you. There are plenty of people trying to support Konatsu. And I'm one of them. I want to do what I can to support her. I want to protect her. The more I think it, the more at a loss I am about what I can do. At least let me follow her into her dubbing.
ダメです。
She cuts me off before I can even finish.
ところでケイト君、今日の晩ご飯の献立は決まってるの
What made you ask that so suddenly?
そろそろコンビニ弁当じゃ物足りなくなってきたのよね。ああ、誰かが作ったご飯が食べたいな。ぬくもりが欲しいな。
She's glancing over at me. I don't mind taking requests if it's for you, Kana. It'd be a problem if you end up collapsing from overwork in front of Konatsu.
やったー！ありがとう、ケイト君。久々の手料理。ああ、何をお願いしようかしら。
The serious expression from earlier melts away, and she quickly turns back into her unmarried, middle-aged self. Please, game, do something that lets Kaito erase the from that sentence. Just please. I'm sure Konatsu will be tired after her lesson today, too. I can only pray she comes back more confident than usual today. Sound of the clock ticking echoes. Normally I'd ignore it, but today, I just can't drown it out. Even if I try to think about it, my mind is dominated by thoughts about my acting. I'm so terrible at it. Nothing ever goes right. If I practice a lot, if I work hard enough, will I be able to stand in front of the microphone confidently? I'm so worried I can't sleep. Times like this. Turn the light on my room on. Decide to practice. That should help quell my worries a bit. Pull out some workout clothes and quickly change. It's really late, but the lights in the practice room are still on.
お疲れ様です、小夏さん。
あれ？ゆかこさん？こんな時間にどうしたんですか？
びっくりさせてごめんなさい。ちょっとつかみづらい役のお仕事が来たので、練習に使わせてもらっていたんです。
そうなんですか。夜遅くまで研究してるなんて、さすがゆかこさん。もしかして、私とお兄ちゃんがレッスン室占領してたからですか？ですよね、ごめんなさい。
I was so absorbed in my own practice, I didn't think about the fact I was making it impossible for anyone else to practice.
気にしないでください。お二人が頑張ってるの、私も応援したいですから。
Her smile seems so relieved, like she knows she's saying the right thing, but doesn't mean what she said. So reserved, not relieved.
ありがとうございます。ゆかこさんが天使すぎて、私も苦しいです。
小夏さんにそう言われると、照れちゃいますね。
あ、ゆかこさん、敬語はやめましょう。私の方が年下なんですから。
そっか。そうだね。じゃあ、これからはそうするね。敬語を使うの、なんだか癖みたいになっちゃってるんですよね。あ、なっちゃってるんだよね。小夏ちゃんは、こんな時間にどうしたの？まだレッスン？
はい。
ずいぶん頑張ってるんだね。事務所のレッスンってそんなに厳しいんだ。
ゆかこさん、ちょっとお話聞いてもらってもいいですか？
うん、もちろんいいよ。
あんまり楽しくない話かもしれないんですが。
The adorable, kind, thoughtful, and respected Kushi is mine and mine alone right now. That sounds so creepy. That sounds so creepy.
テオゴニアオンラインの収録ですよね。
そうだね。2話の台本もうもらった？すごく面白いよね。 ゲームをプレイしてる人ならわかるあるあるネタもあって。
はい。この台本と映像が最終的にどんな作品に仕上がるんだろうと思うとワクワクします。
私も気合の入った作品に関わることができてすごく嬉しいの。
You practically see her aura glowing. The more I read the script, the more I get pulled in to the story, the art, the game itself. However,
私、そこに自分が関われることが嬉しいけど、不安なんです。また失敗したらどうしようって。練習しても全然足りなくて怖くて。
It's like people are expecting too much of her already. It's like normally it's like a gradual increase because you probably start with like smaller roles, background characters that you may not even notice, and it slowly but surely goes up. But he's just like, yes, there's this, we're going to make an anime for this massive fucking MMORPG, popular MMORPG, and she's going to be the fucking main character. So of course, she's not going to be like, oh no, I have to do everything in my power not to mess up, or it's going to be ruined. Because you can mess up more when you're just some side character that isn't really important, that's kind of inconsequential. Yes, it's best not to mess up there, but still, slight mess-ups can be excused there, and you can build up from there. She's just being thrown into the basically, she's being thrown onto the fucking front lines before even going through basic training. Like, it's basically like, you know, I said basic training, so now I'm going to use, Siscons as an example. It's basically like she's being thrown onto the meat circus before even doing the basic braining level. It's like she's like Raz standing in front of Coach Oleander getting ready for entering basic braining. Suddenly he's fucking in the meat circus having to do escort missions. By the way, I've never actually gotten. I still haven't gotten to the meat circus. I've kind of like put Psychonauts back on the back burner again. I do that a lot. Yeah, basically put it on the back burner a bit again. I'm currently in the Battle of Waterloo. Actually, I've already beaten Gloria's Theater. Can't you take a little criticism? And all that, you know. So basically the only people I still have to do in the asylum are, before I can move on, are the Battle of Waterloo and Black Velvetopia. And I really need to get to that at some point. Anyways,
Konatsu-chan.
Feelings I had kept on lock and key start to overflow.
ゆかこさんはデビューしてすぐの頃、アフレコが怖いって思ったりしなかったですか？
もちろん思ったよ。今でも毎回すっごく緊張してる。
ゆかこさんも？あんなに出演本数も多くて、ラジオもイベントもバンバン出てるのに。
緊張するよ。だって作品って声優だけのものじゃないでしょ？原作の人がいて、作画スタッフさんがいて、音響のスタッフさんがいて、たくさんの人たちが関わってる。私たちは最後の最後で作品作りに参加する使命みたいな位置だよね。何年もかけて作り込んで温めてきたプロジェクトに完成直前で参加させてもらってる。たくさんの関係者さんがいる中でインタビューをしてもらったり、イベントに出たり、一番目立つところを担当するけど、自分が失敗して台無しにしちゃったらどうしようって怖かったり、緊張したりするよ。
It's the first time I've heard someone actually voice my worries out loud.
だからこそ、毎回できる限りの準備をしてアフレコ現場に行くの。それでも当日もずっと緊張してるけどね。
Yukiko didn't seem nervous when we were recording. Now, then I didn't have the bandwidth to worry about people around me that day.
適度な緊張は大事なことだと自分に言い聞かせて、本番はおりゃーってやるけどね。
おりゃーですか？
うん。不安を前面に出したお芝居をしちゃったら、それはそれでダメだと思うしね。でも、とりあえず OK みたいな感じで収録が終わっちゃうと、オンエアまでずっと不安になっちゃう。
You know what would have been sick? If instead of Sora, we would have gotten Roxas in Smash. Because I'm gonna be honest, like, Sora's great and all, but I prefer Roxas. I also don't understand people who don't like the intro to Kingdom Hearts 2. I actually like adore that like intro sequence where you get to play as Roxas and live out and all that. Actually, really wish instead of just yes, here's the cutscene collection for 358 over 2 days, if they actually like remade 358 over 2 days, like Chain of Memories. Like, just do some minor improvements or something, so it's not as tedious. And here's the thing, like, one game mechanic in 358 over 2 days is limit, where if Roxas is low health, you can activate like a limit that deals like massive damage. But it's like, you can't like get out of it until it's done. But you don't have invincibility. And you can only activate it while low health. You can see where this is going. You will die, is what I'm trying to say. Shouldn't be talking like I know. I haven't actually played the damn game. Also, Vector to the fucking heavens. Vector to the fucking heavens. Vector to the fucking heavens. And that's some sick boss theme. I know it's technically not the final boss theme, since there's a boss after it, but it has big final boss energy, unlike the final boss. It's basically like it's the final boss, while the actual final boss is like just like some after credit encounter. In a way. Anyways. Also, I watched like a video recently of like a boss ranking for Kingdom Hearts 3. And one of the bosses was surprisingly high. There's mild spoilers for Kingdom Hearts 3. Basically, during one fight with Sykes, Roxas comes back, and you basically fight Sykes with Roxas and Xion. And he put that one actually like fairly high. Surprisingly high. But all you have to do is just avoid Sykes. Like, if you want, like, technically. Like, literally the optimal way to play that boss, if it's not about time, is to just hover away from him. Just jump and hover away and heal when Roxas and Xion are low health. Because Roxas just demolishes Sykes on his own. And that's amazing. I still actually haven't like finished Kingdom Hearts 3, and I also haven't tried to Remind. But honestly, because in Remind you can actually like redo those boss fights and play one of the other characters that are like your friends in those moments. So in that Sykes fight, you get to control Roxas. And that, like, the way he seems to play sounds like looks fucking sick. Anyways.
とりあえずだなんてそんな
Rants.
そんなことないですよ。
新人の時ね、先輩の声優さんにお情けで OK もらったねって言われたことがあってね。それが悔しくてトラウマで 次は絶対にそんなこと言われないように頑張るぞって思ったんだ。
Yukako was hit with the most potent motivator. Spite.
ゆかこさんでも、そんなことあるんだ。
あるよ。私、全然お芝居で褒められたりしないもの。私に求められてるところって、そこじゃないんだなってわかるの。だからこそ、見返してやりたいなっていう気持ちが原動力になっているのかも。
Yukako has tons of fans. That alone should be proof of how good her acting is, and yet...
現場のスタッフさんだったり、事務所の人だったり、役者として認めてもらっていないっていうのが、私のコンプレックス。お芝居に対して、私はこれっていう、芯みたいなものがある人は、やっぱりかっこいいよね。
芯ですか？
うん。例えば、いつみさんみたいに。
いつみさんですか？
I was surprised at Itsumi's name
い
here.
つみさんと仲良くなって、この人、本当にすごいなって思ったよ。お芝居に対する情熱がね、本当にすごい。私なんか、まだ全然だったなって思って、恥ずかしくなっちゃった。いつみさんみたいな人が、40歳とか50歳とかおばあちゃんになっても現場から求められる役者になっていくんじゃないかな。
そうかもです。でも私から見たらゆかこさんだってそうですよ。
ありがとう。これから一緒に頑張っていこうね。こんな風に相談してくれる人なんて今までいなかったから、なんだかお姉さんになった気分。
No, that's your route. That's your route. Where that becomes a thing.
私もお話聞いてもらえて、聞かせてもらえて、すごく嬉しかったです。
また今度ゆっくり話そうね。じゃあ今日はもう遅いから寝ようか。
はい。本当にありがとうございました。
どういたしまして。
Let's see. I'm not the only one who gets worried. Everyone is working so hard. Today's recording session for Tirgonia Online Episode 2. Or at least it's supposed to be, but I guess I'm a little early. No, I'm the newest cast member. I should arrive first. I should aim to be the first in the studio and waiting for everyone. And these skills, I need to show them my spirit. That I can do better than last session. Alright, let's do this.
小夏ちゃん、おはよう。早いね。
あ、ゆかこさん。ゆかこさんこそ早いですね。
前の仕事が早めに終わっちゃってね。時間を潰すにも微妙な感じだったから、もうスタジオに入っちゃおうと思って。じゃ、行こっか。
はい。
We head into the lobby together. People slowly start filtering in. I greet each and every one of them. Staff and voice actors alike.
小夏ちゃんもコーヒー飲むかな？
Yukako asks me as she mixes her coffee with a plastic stirrer.
ありがとうございます。
こっちにあるよ。
There's a pot of coffee sitting on the counter in the self-service area, free for anybody to pour themselves a cup. As Yukako is telling me where the cups are, we suddenly hear a loud voice booming through the studio.
おはようございます。2話からお世話になります。片野です。
Fuck you, Katano. I remember you.
榊さん、お久しぶりです。またよろしくお願いします。
Katano is a show regular who appears from episode 2. I need to go greet her. Quickly pour my coffee and return to the studio. Inside the booth, I notice that Katano's already got everything she needs out, but I can't find my chance to talk to her. She's smiling and chatting away with the person beside her. But it'd be rude for the recording to start without me introducing myself. While I fidget in my chair waiting for a moment, Yukako returns to her seat beside me.
小夏ちゃん、この間の晩ご飯のハンバーグって小夏ちゃんのお家のレシピなの？
はい、そうですよ。
へえ、そうなんだ。すっごく美味しかったから 今度教えてほしいな。
もちろんいいですよ。
クルシーじゃん。久しぶりだね。元気だった？
おはようございます。お久しぶりです、片野さん。
Immediately home's on Kurushi.
1年ぶりくらいかな。
Thanks to you, I finally have my chance to greet her. I hurriedly straightened myself from my chair.
ご挨拶失礼します。プロダクションブルームの長倉小夏と言います。よろしくお願いします。
友達？
私がお世話になってる寮で一緒なんです。
でさ、またあのカフェ行こうよ。この間雑誌にも取り上げられてたんだよ。
I wasn't expecting an enthusiastic handshake or anything, but that was kind of strange. Did she just completely ignore me? Well, I did kind of butt my way into their conversation too. Maybe I annoyed her with that. Should apologize to her afterwards. And with that slip-up still weighing on me slightly, the dubbing session begins. No, it's not a slip-up. She's just a bitch. Part A comes to an end. Caused a lot of trouble with my multiple retakes today, too. But at least I made sure this time to use the same mic during the recording as I did during the test run. That's to be expected of professional voice actors. For me, even something like that is a huge step in the right direction. Now it's time to greet Katano again.
デビュー以来だよな。片野いくつになったの？
やだ、あれから3年経ってますよ。
そっかそっか。ちょっとは成長したのか？
あの時は本当にお世話になりました。
But she's talking to one of the producers of Teogoni Online. See, Katano debuted in one of the producers of the shows too. Finally feels like we have something in common.
おお、小夏ちゃん、こっちおいで。
はい。失礼します。
Somehow Katano's gaze feels almost piercing.
この子ね、今回の作品でヒロインに大抜擢されたの。かわいいっしょ？あの頃のお前みたいだと思わない？
へえ、そうなんですか。
榊さんの秘蔵っ子みたいでさ。
秘蔵っ子だなんてそんな。
こなっちゃん、今いくつなの？
春に1年生になりました。
わっか！聞いた？もう片野にはないフレッシュさが満載でしょ。
私だってまだまだフレッシュですよ。
でもさ、もう卒業しちゃったじゃん。学生声優っていう肩書きは売りになるしね。お前もう制服着れないから。
ひどい。
Like that producer's an asshole.
私はそういうジャンルの声優じゃないからいいんです。
そうかそうか。だよな。頑張ってるもんな。
そうですよ。長倉さん、気をつけてね。このおっさん、長倉さんのこと制服着てる間だけしか売れない声優だって思ってるみたいだから。
おっさんってお前な。
仕返しです。
もう片野先輩、怖いっす。
私なんか全然怖くないですよ。この業界趣味毛量だらけですからね。
さすが渡り歩いてきてる先輩の言葉は違うわ。じゃ、はい、
よろしくお願いします。
Producer leaves with a cheerful smile on his lips, which leaves me alone with Katano. I need to apologize for earlier.
片野さん、さっきは
制服着てなきゃ存在価値なくなっちゃうとか大変だね。でも実際学生じゃなくなったら賞味期限切れで廃棄って感じかな。
Katano says that, then just walks off into the studio. Ow, it's just a joke, right? No, she's just a bitch. Did I laugh properly? It was just a joke, meant to lighten things up. Just a bad joke, that's all. I'm sure everyone will have forgotten about it by the next recording session, so I should just forget about it too. Many times has it been now that Konatsu's come back from recording all depressed like this?
ねえねえ、長倉、醤油どこ？
Nah, sure, I'll grab you something from the fridge.
そういうこと。なんて、受けた？
I don't know why I decided to get down like this. Oh, they're not even holding it right. You probably don't even hear me. I don't know why I decided to get down like this, and I probably wasn't even holding it right. I guess I've held guns before, shot them too, just not actual guns. Basically like air pressure guns where you had like these where it sink, I guess. I don't fucking know what kind of metal it is. Pellets that you put in, and it shoots with pressurized air. I have fired those before, but not like actual guns, because, you know, Germany, not really cool with that. Usually. That's how I learned to just like have your elbow on there for stability. Again, I'd probably be like a lot closer with my hand on those ones. I don't know why I'm suddenly talking about this. I'm fucking sitting here talking like a true marksman, but by God, I didn't hit shit. Probably got that from my father. My mother actually also did that, and she was actually fairly accurate. However, my father would, like, while trying to hit a target, accidentally shoot the fucking elephant in Africa. Sure was, Shinjo. That was real punny. What's up? It's not like Shinjo to crack lame puns like this. That was seriously groan-inducing.
笑顔も料理を美味しくするスパイスかなと思って、のーちゃん頑張りました。
I can feel her mentally telling me to help her brighten up the gloomy mood. Yeah, thanks.
長倉も何か出してよ。一発芸でいいよ。多くは望まないから。
Jeez, way to put me on the spot. You can't expect me to come up with anything funny off the top of my head. Shinjo gestures over to Konatsu, who's holding her rice bowl with a dazed expression. I thought she might have been wondering what the rice was feeling again, but today seems different. After getting back from her recording, she said something about wanting to do some, but I didn't catch the rest. It's been so spaced out that I decided it was best not to make her cook or cut anything, so I left the spices and serving up to her. But food is all either way too spiced or not spiced enough.
おいしい。夏野菜の素揚げ。
ユカエルがそう言うと、実際はただ揚げただけで特に味付けされなかったかわいそうな野菜たちがシャレオツな料理に変身するわ。
あ、でも、すみません。お塩をください。
Don't feel bad, Kurusu. Use as much as you'd like. If you'd like some salad dressing as well, I can go grab it for you. While we're talking, Konatsu simply hangs her head.
ごちそうさまでした。デザートもらっていいかな。まだプリン残ってたわよね。
She washes her dishes off and leaves them in the sink before peeking into the fridge.
みんなもいる？
はーい。あたし食べる。
私もお願いします。
Turning into nap.
長倉くんと小夏ちゃんは？
Really, 8 hours later.
じゃあ3つね。
Seno practically skips her way back to the table.
これどうしたの？賞味期限切れてた。
Konatsu drops her bowl. Everyone turns to look in the direction of the noise. The bowl rolls about on the table for a bit.
小夏ちゃん、大丈夫？
ごめんなさい。私ってばぼーっとしてて。
何かあったの？
ああ、いえいえ。あ、もうこんな時間。私、先にお風呂いただいてもいいですか？
もちろんいいけど。
じゃあ、お先に失礼します。お兄ちゃん、上がったら今日の練習お願いね。
Sure. She puts her dishes away with impressive speed compared to how slowly she was moving earlier and rushes out of the kitchen.
おう、じゃないでしょうが。あれは絶対になんかあったでしょ。シスコンレーダー今日は鈍ってんのね。
You're right, I kind of dropped the ball there.
シスコンレーダーにツッコミはないのかーい。 自覚のあるシスコンってマジ扱いにくいわ。
今日の収録で何かあったのかしら。
そうですね。リテイクはたくさん受けてましたけど。
Maybe she's worried she hasn't made any improvements since last time.
それだけであんなに落ち込むかしら。
小夏ちゃん、今すごく苦しい時期だと思うんです。この間も夜遅くにレッスン室に来てて。
Despite all the training we do together, she's still doing even more at night. Keep telling her not to push herself too hard. She should probably take it easy for a bit before she gets herself sick. Kurusa's expression twists at my words.
体調を万全に整えておくのももちろん大切なんですけど、この前レッスン室で会った時に相談されました。自分を取り巻く環境が急に変わって、その変化についていこうと必死に適応しようとしているんだと思うんです。
Konatsu was worried about that?
お仕事始めたての頃、皆さんもそう思ったことありませんか
I used to work with Kay. I had to give it my all just so I wouldn't lose to him. The pressure you put on yourself is always more extreme than what you get from others.
小夏ちゃんのこと、今まで以上に気にかけてあげないとね。
だね。小夏が笑顔で仕事に行けるように、私たちにもできることあるかもだし。しっかし小夏のやつ、一人前にプロ意識が芽生えてたか。
私も現場で一緒の時はなるべくフォローできるようにしますね。
Thanks, everyone.
そりゃ当然でしょ。寮の仲間なんだからさ。
小夏ちゃんにはいつも美味しいご飯を作ってもらってるからね。
いつみ言うね。今日の夕食味付け変だったもんね。
ちょっとそういう皮肉じゃないってば。
早く小夏ちゃんに笑顔が戻るといいですね。
That's a lot of messages. Yeah, me too. All I have to do is boost Konatsu's confidence in her acting. As her brother, it's my job to support her.
今なんて言ったの？
No, nothing.
ノアちゃんにはちゃんと聞こえてましたよ。
I'm going to chuck you out the window.
小夏を支えるのが兄の役目ってやつか。
What? I didn't say it like that!
素敵なことだと思います。今の小夏ちゃんに必要なのはすぐそばで見守ってくれる人だと思いますから。
Thank you, Kurusu. As embarrassed as I feel about saying it, I need to do what I can right now, straight and honestly as I can.
それじゃあお兄ちゃん、今日もよろしくお願いします。セーブしたわ。
Again, sorry for the short parts, but tired. Also need to like I kind of want to like slow down because I got another test coming up. So yeah. Bye.